Hey guys, so Kiperina Kids has just been announced and she is the sustain for Impromptu. And her kit is pretty simple because most of it is auto, right? It's auto and makes it very AP friendly because Aleph, Barcarola and Voyager is already very AP hungry, and if Kiperina is not AP friendly, there's no way that you will put her into the team. So thank God, yes, she is AP friendly. So first off, to understand her kit, read Insight 3 first. When entering battle, increase self Eureka. At the start of the round, dispel control on all allies and consume as much Eureka as possible to release everything in surrounding. Everything in surrounding is her skill 2, and that will grant a buff, a shield on the ally while providing crit rate as well as damage dealt. Not sure if the crit rate and damage dealt is based on the buff, I mean the shield, like Bebbles. But yeah, she does provide that. And the shield is stackable. Okay, her shield is stackable. And then we read Insight 1. When allies consume Eureka, gain inspiration. So which means with her in the party, when allies consume Eureka, she also provide inspiration. So the ally like Baccarola consume Eureka also generates impromptu. Generates inspiration, and she also generates inspiration. So which means now this team will be getting inspiration more frequently or easily, which was the role of Flutterpage in the current Impromptu team. So now, without Flutterpage putting in Kiperina, you will still be able to get more inspiration. And when the amount of crit reaches a certain amount, increase self Eureka. As far as I understand this, it's not when the amount of crit reaches a certain amount, it's that when an attack crits. Okay, when an attack crits, she increased Eureka. And when she get the Eureka, and when her Eureka overflow, then she will get a new buff called Aurora Crown. Okay, Aurora Crown is when her Eureka overflow or when she use her own Eureka. And she only used her own Eureka at the start of the round, or if she used as one. But again, you probably don't want to use her as one because you want to use it for Baccarola, for Voyager, as well as for Aleph. And Aurora Crown, at the start of the turn, based on the stack of Aurora Crown on self, either receive damage dealt bonus, increase inspiration on all incantation, or convert overflowing crit rate on impromptu incantation into crit damage. Yeah, so it allows impromptu to convert crit, and that it increases inspiration on all incantation. It increases damage dealt, which is amazing. And all of this is done automatically. We do not know how many stack you need. Maybe you need a very high stack, which means the excess crit to crit rate won't happen until later on in the fight when she have very high stacks. Here also is not mentioned whether the stack has a turn count or not, whether it will expire or not. It just mentioned Aurora stacks. Aurora Crown. So yeah, hopefully it's like permanent and she just need to accumulate, then you will reach the certain tier. Or either it will become like gust stack, like you need a certain number. If you don't hit it, then it goes to the second tier, first tier. Well, that is not revealed, so we do not know. But it's looking pretty good. For her skill 1 mass mental damage to enemies. After attacking, consume Eureka to increase the number of attack of impromptu incantation. That is the same as Baccarola, that is the same as Voyager, that's the same as Aleph, right? Yeah, but again, you won't want to use it because you want to ensure Aleph has his rotation with the ultimate, Voyager has his rotation with her ultimate, Baccarola also need to have her rotation with the ultimate. There's so many things you need to be concerned of. Yeah, you probably don't want to use that. Then S2, everything is surrounding. Mass buff. Give stackable shield to all allies. When actively releasing, increase the multiplier of the shield. So when actively releasing means you use S2, then you will get you get more shield, right? If it's the automatically cast, the shield is lesser, right? So if you are, when the enemy is going to do a very big ultimate attack, you might want to spend 1 AP to use this in order to keep your party safe. So all allies with this shield increase crit rate and damage dealt. And ultimate, give all enemies cosmic radiation is a debuff, and cosmic radiation decrease damage resist and crit resist. This does not overlap with Aleph. And on top of that, she will cleanse the whole party. This time, cleanse everything. Automatically, every turn, she will cleanse all the control, which means like daze, petrification, all those things. But her ultimate cleanse everything. Negative status, stats down, all of that as well. And then it increased inspiration on Impromptu. I believe it will be 8 inspiration, because Voyager does that, Baccarola does that, Kiperina should do the same. And for her rotation, what I think will work out is that, see, at the start of the round, she cleanse control and consume all her Eureka, and then she casts skill 2. And when she consumes this Eureka, she get Aurora. So now, after that, this round, any attack when you are attacking the enemy, you will generate Eureka, and possibly you will overflow, especially when Impromptu is attacking so many times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 10 times, 20 times, I don't know. You will probably get a lot of Eureka. So with more Eureka, you get more Aurora. So now with more Aurora, then you provide more buff. So at the start of the round, again, you will consume that whatever Eureka that is already maxed out. Then you will cast the shield, and then the rotation keep repeating. So her kit is basically automatic. You don't need to do anything, and you will be able to trigger all of this. And with so many buffs she's providing, I felt like the ultimate is extra. You don't really end up casting her ultimate, I think. And her kit doesn't mention anything about Moxie. So if you're not going to really use any of her incantation, she's probably not gonna get her ultimate that frequently, unless the also skill 2 that she casts at the start of the round will grant her 1 Moxie, so every 5 round you will get her ultimate, then you can use it, or else you probably won't use it. But she's providing so much buff, the extra debuff from her ultimate probably won't matter that much, I guess. And yeah, and more importantly, you don't want to be controlled by the enemy. So she already cleansed that automatically. The extra cleanse on negative status on other things is good, especially if you're fighting with enemies that have like poison, pollution, all those nonsense. Then you might want to actively use her incantation to get her ultimate. But again, in a Baccarola Aleph Voyager team, I felt it would be very difficult for you to do that. And in terms of team comm, yeah, for sure, Aleph, Baccarola, Voyager, right? There is no doubt. But here I want to stress upon one more thing. You probably don't need Baccarola as well as Aleph in order to make her work. I think Voyager and Kiperina, so in this version, Kiperina will take a more active role that you will use her as one more frequently. Then you can use the ultimate, and then Voyager also use ultimate to inflict debuff on the enemy. Kiperina does that as well, so they will be hitting harder. And then one character is providing all the cleanses, preventing your character from being controlled, while the other is throwing all form of control, silence, not disarm, right? Silence, seal, and Moxie reduction, all on the enemy. So you have one is disrupting the enemy, the other is cleansing, and then you have giving the shield, so they have sustain, they have damage, they have Impromptu flying everywhere. So I would think Kiperina and Voyager is a good team. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I probably will pull her, I think. So depends on you, not too sure. But anyway, good luck and have a good day.